this year. Ooh, we're getting there. Okay. Thank you. Come on. Princess and the Frog. I'm running out of ideas. Well, he's back again and almost out of time too, and this time I'm not really in the mood. Princess and the Frog. So, I was very unfortunate to pull this one. Fucking headphones. So yeah, I was very unfortunate to pull this one because I have full intention of making a full video, like a real actual video on Princess and the Frog. This is sad that this is the only princess movie. God, it looks like Spider-Man, what the fuck? So yeah, I wanted to make a full video on this. Mostly because I have a lot of problems with it. I think this movie, for one thing, suffered from the brother bear syndrome. Of the entire middle parts of the movie are just pretty bad. Fuck, any movie that has to do with transforming into animals, for some reason, turned out bad. See, this movie was the big comeback movie for hand-drawn, and it fucked up. I mean, there are a lot of people that like it, and it's not the worst movie out there, but I don't know. It had a lot riding on it. I mean, Tiana herself is pretty, like, I don't know, it's a nice little throwback, but for the majority of the movie, she doesn't even look like this. Which was really funny, because everyone was talking about, like, oh, the Black Princess thing, I'm like, she's a frog for, like, 90% of the fucking film, so it's like, it doesn't fucking matter. I know this is a pretty stock opinion, but the only good songs in this movie are the ones in the beginning. Like, everyone always talks about Friends on the Other Side, which is a good song. No one denies that. But really, like, I don't know, I can name kind of how the other songs go. But they all kind of, like, sound the same, feel the same. You have very messy hair. She's a bit of a workaholic. And that's pretty cool. I don't want to completely talk everything I think about this film, because I do have a lot I want to actually talk about in the video I plan on making at some point. Like, the film itself is boring and stupid at parts, but it's not the worst thing they've ever made. But just what it did for the company, I think, sets a bad precedent. Like, essentially, this is the film that killed 2D animation. Everything was kind of riding on this film, and they just, I don't know, they just didn't make the best film, and they took that as the concept for, or they took that as the idea for this film will never, like, hand-drawn animation will never do well again. Although Winnie the Pooh was the last hand-drawn film they ever made, but it was probably already in production, thinking this would be this, like, big hit. I don't know, I guess you could say Winnie the Pooh killed it too. Sure, I'll share the blame in Winnie the Pooh. But this was the more talked about one, and you can clearly tell where their priorities really were, because Tangled came out the same year as this. And Tangled's a good movie. Well, it's like looks like something you find in, like, a shitty children's book. Alcohol. I can say I really like this design. Come on. Ugh, gross. Like, I really like him as a character, too. If only they gave him, I guess, a little more personality than just, I'm a party guy, look at me. But I guess that kind of ends his art. I don't know. Yeah, this movie was fucking doomed from the start. God damn it. was with a friend one time, and I was saying like, "Oh, dude, this movie gets fucking awful halfway through," and he hadn't seen it for a long time, so we sat and watched it. And it was like fine for the first like little bit, but then the second she gets turned into a frog, it's like we just kind of gave up. It was just so fucking boring, and I think that's the problem with it. This movie's fucking boring. Like I don't know. I'm very hesitant to call this the worst Disney film, but I think it might be. Like, yeah, there's like good things in it, but goddamn, it's like it came out at just like the worst time ever. Like I think the one-dimensionalness of all these characters can be like it's perfectly shown in the "When We're Human" song, because all they do is just repeat like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, over and over again, and then they sing a song about how they're just gonna do that thing. I just want to be human. Okay, so what do? I just play and I'm being human again. The only one that has kind of an arc is Naveen himself, which but the only thing he cared about before was partying. And what does he do? He ends up, getting with a girl, and all they do is own a restaurant and just run parties. I mean, I guess they could have implied that he just, like, slept around a lot, but Disney would never fucking talk about that. It's fucking Disney. It's funny, most of the themes that people talk about is like, oh, this is why this movie's good, is all in the first, like, 20 minutes. Like, I mean, I like the concept of the alligator. Lewis. Yeah. Jerry Lewis. Like, I like the concept behind him of, like, because it's just a funny thing to think about. Oh yeah, and the Firefly, he also gets a lot of attention, because, he fucking dies. Spoilers. I don't know, that seems okay. Another super stock opinion. Her friend, the little, like, southern girl, is fucking hilarious. Everything about her is great. Every second she's on screen, I'm laughing my ass off. She's the best part of the movie. There's one good thing I can kind of say to the credit of this movie. For, like, a Disney princess movie, they didn't have, like, the little cute sidekick character that's, like, a weird animal that doesn't talk. They just had a million characters that didn't have a point. We got the princess and the frog. She's just ahead, though. A little further ahead to him. I just want to get this one fucking over with, so let's just do Shadow Man left. Because there's a million fucking characters in this movie, and he is a really, really, really good villain. I fucking love everything about him. I love the way they animate him. I love his voice. I love his song. He's a national treasure of Disney. And it's sad that he's in this. He's too good for this movie. And it's such a perfect thing because, like, when you think of Princess and the Frog, there's no real villain. You know, like... But they took their setting and built a villain from the setting. Which I think is a very smart idea. Oh, this is gonna look bad. Oh, it's gonna look so bad. Oh, Jesus Christ. I feel so bad because I love the design of this guy. I really, really, really love the design of this guy. But I suck so bad. Oh my fucking God. Stop, just make it stop. Yeah, I don't like this movie. I can say that I don't. I like things about it. It's not completely without merit, but it's just not that good. But yeah, Shadow Man, he's a very cool boy. I like him. Alright, so there's Princess and the Frog. Sorry I couldn't talk about more, but I'm making a movie about it, and I'm realizing more and more this is a fucking mistake. Why did I ever do